Simmons looking like a perfect role player for the Clippers, to be honest. Perfect role player. Ugh. Gross. Let's look at this, man. Philly Sixers Galaxy posted this earlier today. Bobby Marks drew up what the Sixers' potential offer for Luka Doncic could have been in his latest, 28 other NBA teams could have traded for Luka article, which, again, lets us all know that this was a setup, that this was done by the NBA. There's no damn way in hell bro's got another year in him. Oh, my God. Dude, the Ben Simmons supporters, it's just wild, bro. Why do you guys defend Ben Simmons, man? Why would you even? But he looks like a good role player. That he has at least another year in him. Why, man? Why don't you hate him as much as I do? Why? Anyway. Yeah, this reminds us that the NBA was involved in this trade. This was a trade by Adam Silver to get Luka Doncic to the Lakers, to have the Lakers have a star player for the next 10 years. It's obvious. Obvious. Because what'd they get? What did they get for Luka? Anthony Davis and a first-round pick. They didn't even get Austin Reeves, man. How could the Dallas Mavericks trade Luka Doncic at 25 years old and get only one first-round pick and didn't even get Austin Reeves? Total setup. Oh, they got Max Christie. Total setup. The Lakers make the NBA so much money. The Lakers need to have star players. Total setup. And they didn't even try to make it not obvious. It's totally obvious. Because this is apparently what another team could have offered for Luka Doncic. Bobby Marks wrote what 28 other teams could have offered for Luka Doncic. So let's do this. Here's what apparently the 76ers could have offered for Luka Doncic. And you tell me if you would have taken this deal. Philadelphia receives Luka Doncic. Dallas receives Paul George, Jared McCain, 2026 first-round pick swap, which, by the way, the 76ers traded for Jared Butler. 2028 first-round pick, LA Clippers unprotected. That pick is insanely valuable. And the 76ers own 2029 and 2031 first-round pick. Would you have said yes to this trade for Luka Doncic? Now, Philly Galaxy types out in plain English with a keyboard, would you have done this deal to form a big three of Embiid, Maxey, and Doncic? And I think I have the top reply. If this was 2K, my team, yes, but it's real life and Embiid has a swollen knee. There is no more big three with Joe. Can we stop saying this? When are we going to stop saying this? When are we going to stop using the words big three when talking about the 76ers and Joel Embiid? We've been through it all now. We've seen it. He got knee surgery. He still has knee swelling. It's not getting better. There's no answer for it. Do people really still believe that somehow Joel Embiid is going to get back to superstar basketball play? I would love for it to happen. I would love more than anything for that to happen. It's probably top 5 things I would love to see happen. I would love to hit the lottery. I would love for world peace. I would love for maybe 2 other things ahead of Joel Embiid actually getting back to superstar level play. I don't see it. So there's no big three. Okay. And I would have said yes to it, obviously. It's 25-year-old Luka Doncic, and we've all said, a million times, even the defensive issues that he's had or the issues of not being in shape or not taking his conditioning seriously or not taking his diet seriously, all that type of stuff. That's different when you have someone who's 25, 25, because there's so much time for him to figure that out. That's a lot different than signing 34-year-old Paul George. No time to figure it out. He's almost done, So, yeah, you would have had to say yes to that because of Luka Doncic's level of play at such a young age and the fact that he has years and years and years to figure out the conditioning issues, the defensive issues, dedication, seriousness, or whatever else the Dallas Mavericks had an issue with. You would have to say yes. Trading Jared McCain would hurt my soul. It would hurt my soul a lot because I love Jared McCain. As much as I hated the draft pick at the time because I thought we should have drafted a wing and I knew nothing about Jared McCain, he shocked me. He surprised me. He was such a breath of fresh air this season. He's such a diamond in the rough. He's such a needle in a haystack. And I think he's going to be amazing. And I think Jared McCain, people hate when I say this because everybody thinks they have a fucking crystal ball. I think Jared McCain has Steph Curry level of potential. I really do think that. But I would still have to say yes to that. And you get off the Paul George contract. You do give up 4 first-round picks, but you get 25-year-old Luka Doncic, and you jumpstart a 76ers rebuild. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to jumpstart a rebuild, right? Get a 25-year-old superstar somehow, some way. Lakers pulled it off. Again, I think it was a setup. In a perfect world, I would also somehow try to throw Joel Embiid into this trade here, and I'd say, hey, listen, man, you guys get Paul George, okay? Maybe he stops hyperextending his knees or something. You get Joel Embiid. Maybe he comes back and plays like a superstar. Maybe he doesn't. And then that probably wouldn't work out because it's too much bad contract money. To be honest, I'd rather see Maxey with the keys. Man, wow. I think we've watched Maxey play enough to know that he's not a facilitating floor general point guard. You know that. You would say no to giving Luka Doncic the basketball and letting Tyrese Maxey run around free off of screens, off the baseline? Did you see Tyrese Maxey's numbers when James Harden was here? And I said all the things I said about James Harden over those years because of, his attitude and the way that he handles himself and things like that. But as far as his facilitating ability, I've never taken that away from him. He elevated Tyrese Maxey to another level, and the percentages this season prove that point. And just so happens that was also Joel Embiid's only MVP season. So you're telling me I get a 25-year-old version of that? Luka Doncic is essentially the European James Harden. Yes, of course you say yes to that. And you watch, 25-year-old Luka and Maxey and yeah. But anyway, that was obviously just a hypothetical because the NBA rigged the trade. And Luka Doncic went to the Lakers. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say, man. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. That's way too much. That's what Luka Doncic should have went for. This is what a 25-year-old superstar goes for. A young, promising player and 4 first-round draft picks. That's what the trade should have been. A bad contract, a young, promising player, and 4 first-round draft picks. That's what the trade should have been. What did Donovan Mitchell go for? 4 first-round picks? Rudy Gobert went for 5 first-rounders. Dude, Mikal Bridges went for 5 first-rounders. This is why everybody was so shocked about the Luka trade and the fact that the Mavs only got 1 first-round pick out of it. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Jared McCain next season. Speaking of him, and I hope Nick Nurse or whatever coach is in here has a plan.